Hey, this is Derek with Cafe Realty. Today I wanted to talk about recently, as of December 30th, I am now a licensed residential general contractor here in the state of Georgia. And so I wanted to talk about how I was able to get licensed as a residential general contractor, why I decided to get licensed, and what I plan to do now that I am a licensed residential general contractor. So first, starting with how, I'll say this: I am a licensed real estate broker in the state of Georgia, and the process to get licensed as a general contractor is much more stringent than the process to get, your real estate sales person's license or a real estate broker's license. All you have to do to get the real estate salesperson's license or to get started as a real estate agent is to decide to take the test and pay a fee. But on the residential or on the general contractor side of things, you actually have to be you actually have to apply to even sit for the test. So they have to qualify you to sit for the test. And so that typically requires that you have for like, and there's three levels of general contractors. One is what people typically consider to be a general contractor is the residential general contractor. That is the license that I have, and that allows me to do to pull permits for new construction and renovations of housing. But there's multiple layers to this. So the second layer is the residential light commercial, and the residential light commercial is for both residential and light, well, as it says, light commercial buildings. So this would be like retail establishments, like when somebody's building out a Panera or Starbucks or their local uh, retail establishment. That would be the residential light commercial aspect of things. And then you have your commercial general contractor. And so your commercial general contractor can do everything that's beneath them, but they can also do large projects. So, for example, when the Mercedes-Benz Stadium was being built and they tore down the Georgia Dome, that is a general contractor. That would be a commercial general contractor. So you wouldn't want the person who just has experience building only, single family houses or duplexes. You don't want that same person trying to just then go and build the Mercedes-Benz Stadium. So there's different levels to this based off of your experience level. Now, I plan on stepping up my license in later years so I can be at that level to be able to build these larger structures. But for now, is the place that I kind of am in is the residential side of things. So this will be good for now, but I do plan on stepping things up. But with getting the license, you will need typically like 2 years of 2 years of verified experience in the working under a general contractor or working for a general contractor. So they'll typically ask for you to have that signed off on. You're going to need two projects that fall under the residential classification that have been completed within the past 2 years in order to get the in order to qualify for the license. And there's a couple other things such as vouching for your net worth. You're going to need to have insurance for your business or your whether you're doing it as a individual or what's called a qualifying agent. So all it means to be a qualifying agent is that you're operating under a business rather than operating under your set name. So I don't operate as Derek Cafe. I operate as Code Black Construction, and I am the qualifying agent for Code Black Construction. So once, and of course, there's like a fee of like 200. I think it's $210 right now. To That goes along with your application. So the office for the licensing office for residential and and commercial general contractors is in Macon. So I sent my application down there. I actually drove to Macon directly because if anybody hasn't noticed, the post office is taking their sweet time with getting mail back and forth. So I decided to just drive it's 2 hours from Atlanta to, well, depends on what part of Atlanta you're in, but roughly 2 hours to drive down there. So I just drove down there one day, dropped it off. Me and my wife drove down, and then I drove back, and it took, can't remember how long, but I feel like it was at least a month or something, and kind of was taking a bit of time. And so I did drive down there a second time to kind of see where things were at, because really the office was behind, so I really wanted to make sure that I'm able to uh, get the get the application through and get the process rolling. So I did drive down there, but I think I put down my application in roughly, I want to say September or something like that. No, I'm sorry, it would have been that summer. I think it was like June or July that I put in the application, and I got the approval to sit for the test in September. And so September or August, one of those two. So once I got approval, decided to. I tried to find a in-person class because really that's kind of where I shine, the in-person classes. But I could not find a in-person class for, study class for residential contractors or just any other levels of contractors here in the Atlanta metro. So I wind up going with a online course. I wind up using mycontractorslicense.com, which is actually headquartered here in the Atlanta metro. Saw a lot of good reviews about them, and then once I had Google searched them and found that they were here in Atlanta, then I felt comfortable really moving forward along with the reviews that I had saw. So studied probably from like October, no, sorry, from September to October. Took my first test because it's two halves to it. There's the business and law exam, and then there's the residential contractor exam. So I took the uh, business and law exam on October 22nd, passed that. And then on Saturday, December 28th, I took the residential contractor exam and I passed that. And so by the 30th, so that was a Saturday, by that Monday, I had checked on the state website and my license and everything was all ready to go. So it was a pretty fast process from the time I took and passed the second and final portion of the test till I got the contractor's license. So why did I decide to get my get my contractor's license? Well, for me, I got into real estate in 2015 as an investor. I bought my first property, which was a duplex, lived in one side, rented out the other side. And for me, real estate had always been about, it was about investing, it was about financial independence, it was about saving for retirement. And so for me, I had always looked at it as an investment vehicle more so than just like a pretty place to stay, or just the necessities of needing a place to stay. And so with that, that is also why, a couple years after I had got I bought my first house in 2015, I got my my real estate agent's license, because it was just another tool to make investing easier. And really, there was a guy who helped me buy my second property, which was also a duplex. So first property was a duplex, second property was a duplex. That guy was the person who convinced me to become a real estate agent, and I'm actually thankful that they did and were persistent in asking me to become a real estate agent. So Got my real estate agent's license in 2017, and then in 2022 I got my broker's license. 2022 or 2023. But all of these were just ways to help me to become to expedite being an investor and just to make it much easier. Because one of the things is investment or working in the real estate space is very time intense, or no, I'm sorry, dollar intensive and capital intensive. And because it is, like, you need some source of revenue that's feeding the beast of investing in real estate and just even maintenance on properties once you've acquired them. So I found my real estate broker's license to be a great tool to bring in money, which then helps me to invest in my property. So I give other people what they want, and then I get what I want. So again, the contractor's license was an additional aspect to that, because a lot of times the properties that I was buying were fixer uppers, and so you would need to pull permits and things of that nature. And so I had already been doing a lot of my own work. Like from the first time I had started, I did a lot of work myself. I mean, I fell in love with the construction field. Like I have a PhD from YouTube University in construction, and for me, it was just something that I just loved construction. I love to see the properties, go from a vision that I had in my head to reality. And so I really got heavily involved in construction, bought a lot of tools, have enough tools to start my own construction company. And so it was always something that I had thought about in the back of my head. I'm like, I got all these tools. I was like, I got all these skills, got all these subcontractors that I've worked with for years and built up relationships with. Why don't I go and just turn this into a way to generate additional income for myself? And so that's what I decided to do. Decided to go and get the contractor's license, and yeah, so it was just about adding on to what I'm already doing in the space and providing an additional source of revenue to support the real estate investing side of the business. So in my business, I've developed I have Code Black Properties, which is my real estate investment and development firm. Then I have Cafe Realty, which is my commercial real estate brokerage. And then I have Code Black Construction, which is our construction and renovations end of the business. So basically created a vertically integrated business to handle all of the development and investment I'm doing, but then also to provide a full service real estate firm to customers who I've been helping for these years. So that is why I decided to get the contractor's license. And now, what do I plan to do with it? Really, it's about bringing in additional revenue to support the development aspect of things. I am right now trying to do a mixed use development in downtown Austell off of property I've purchased for the past 2019 to 2021. And with that, uh, with this development that I'm trying to get through, uh, 50 to 60% of what I'd be trying to do is more on the residential side of things. So um, it's either duplexes, townhomes, single family houses. And so with that, my contractor's license allows me to expedite getting that through, and it provides me just some provides me some it's mitigation of risk, basically. So if I have contractors who because I could still hire a GC even though I'm a licensed GC myself, because I do a lot of different things. I'm running quotes for people, running projects for other people, helping people sell homes. A lot of times that can intermingle people who I'm selling homes to, or I'm sorry, people who I might be listing their property may need some renovations after the buyer buys it. So then now I can go through and handle both sides of the equation for both the seller if they want to do renovations prior to selling, or the buyer if they're looking for a general contractor to make renovations or to do construction after the fact. So it was really about just adding value to my clients, adding value to my business, and really putting myself in a path to succeed and to, really supercharge my business in the coming years. So yeah, that's why I got my license. That's what I plan to do with it. Really trying to build out the team with the construction side of things now. Still looking to take on maybe a couple of brokers or agents in the coming years regarding my uh, regarding my real estate brokerage company. And yeah, that's a big portion of it. So yeah, if you got any questions, just let me know. Feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to try to do these videos more often. It has been a struggle for me to really get into the swing of things, but I am trying in 2025 to get more videos out talking about, just what I do in the real estate space, the investment space, the construction space, because it all intermingles, especially if you're like I am, and a person who's a full-time real estate investor and developer. And yeah, that's it. So got questions, let me know in the comments. And other than that, I will see you on the next video.